Okay, so multi-step equations. This is where we're going to put together what we did with simplifying. So things like distributed property and combining like terms, and what we know about solving equations. So you could go ahead and click Save to Keep. We'll open it. And here we go. So the basic idea is that we're going to start with distributive property, just like we did simplifying, right? Since it's multiply and combining like terms is adding, it makes sense to do that first with order of operations. Then combine like terms if it's necessary, again, and then solve the equation like we've been practicing with the two-step equations there. So in the first problem, we have 7n minus 4n minus 6 equals 12. I notice that there's a 7n and a minus 4n. So those could go together. So 7n and minus 4n would be 3n. And then I still have minus 6 equals 12. I didn't have to do the distributive property because there were no parentheses. I combined my like terms. There's no more left. So I'm ready to just solve like we practiced. So plus 6 plus 6. These go away and we get 3n equals 18. Divide by 3. And n is 6, I think. But of course, I'm going to check it and make sure. So I'll kind of do the check over here. So, and I'm going to go back and do it in the original problem, just in case I combine my like terms wrong so that I can see it there. So we had 7n minus 4n minus 6 equals 12. So 7 times 6 was what n was, right? Minus 4 times 6 was what n was. Minus 6 equals 12. So I'm going to put that whole part in my calculator. 7 times 6 minus 4 times 6 minus 6. And it says 12. And it was supposed to say 12. So 6 is the correct answer on the first one. For the second one, I noticed there's parentheses. So I'm going to do distributive property. The 12 isn't in parentheses, so I'm just going to put the 12 in equals. Then I'm going to do negative 4 times negative 6x, which would be a positive 24x. And negative 4 times negative 3, which is a positive 12. Then I could go ahead and solve. So I'm going to subtract 12, and I get 0 equals 24x. Divide by 24, and x equals 0, I think. But of course, I'm going to check. So I know. So 12 equals negative 4 times negative 6x minus 3. So 12 then is that negative 4 times the quantity negative 6 times 0 minus 3. So then I'm going to put that in my calculator. Negative 4 times parenthesis negative 6 times 0 minus 3 parenthesis. And it says 12. And it was supposed to say 12. So I know 0 was the right answer. So that's the idea with multi-step. Start with simplifying them, then using strategies like distributive property, combining like terms that we talked about, and then solve the equation. Go ahead and go back. put this in our notebook. And there we are, multi-step equations.